Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shoreline's new international application. We're so excited you're here. If you've ever filled out an application with us before, this will look a little different, but it will offer you some great new features. So we wanted to take the opportunity to show you how to fill it out. If you've already started an application and you're interested in logging back in to continue it, you can do that here. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will show you how to start and complete an application. So we'll click here on Create an Account. So first, we're going to put an email address. I'm choosing to use one of Shoreline's email addresses. And then we'll use Dolphy, our mascot, as an example with a birth date of, say, March 2nd, 2005, and click Continue. Now, what will happen is a temporary PIN will be sent to the email used for registration. Once you have that PIN, go ahead and enter it, and then enter your birth date again. And hit log in. Now you have to create a password. So once you've done that, if you have any questions about why it's not working, the password criteria is just to the right of it, and you can double check there. So set your password, and then we see this wonderful page that says, start a new application. So if we click on this, this is a little bit different from our old application. You have to choose which academic year you'd like to apply for, and you'll only see quarters that are eligible for you to apply. So for example, here, if we click in the 2021-2022 school year, the only available quarter will be spring, March. Or if we click on 2022-2023, students are able to apply for summer, fall, or winter. So we will choose summer and create an application. And then it'll ask, do you want to open that application? And we do. So now here we are on the first page of the new application, the personal background page. You'll notice at the top, it says, if you are an F1 concurrent student or a guest student, this is not the right application. An F2 and J1 or J2 students will also want a different application, but the majority of our students will be using this F1 student application. So here we go. It's already put our name into the application. We can say preferred name, love Shoreline. So cute. And then we move on to the address. Now you'll notice the address is listed as United States as the default country. So the number one thing you want to pay attention to in this section is putting in an overseas country of where the student's permanent residence is. This is very important. We need it for SEVIS reporting, so make sure to do this. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to choose France because I want you to see all of the features of entering international data. So let's see, here we go, France. And then I thought, because I can't use a US address, I wanted to show you a place that's like the happiest place on earth. I find Shoreline to be a very happy place, but we'll use Disneyland Paris for this example. So here we go. I'm just going to the website and stealing their address to make sure it will come into our system how it's supposed to look. So here I am, I'm copying the street address. And we'll go back and copy the city over. So good. And then you need to know the region. Not actually sure. We'll just pick one. But hopefully you know when you're filling out the application what the student's address is or what your address is. Then if you come here, mailing address, if you're in the US, a transfer student, put in your new address. If you're overseas and you're living in the same address as you see on top, just click same as permanent and it will auto-fill for you. So then it asks for a telephone number. Notice on the telephone number, you're supposed to hit plus in the country code. Our new system will tell us if you have put in a phone number that's too long, too short, or missing something. It will help us both make sure you put in your full phone number. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I will copy it directly from this website. Then this is important. You want your information to match your passport. So choose correctly, and then we'll say we were born in Paris. Oop, we're on caps lock, huh? That's okay. And we'll say France again. And then your primary citizenship. So whichever passport you're traveling on, you'll want to choose here. We'll just say France again, keep it consistent. So are you currently in the United States? If you click yes, it's going to ask what type of visa you are currently on. So if you're already an F1 student, you can select that. Notice if you say no, this question does not show. So make sure you're reading the questions carefully because it will collect the correct information for what we need from you. For purposes of this application, we're going to stick with yes. And then, are you married? Select the appropriate choice, or if you want to bring children. Now, here's a really cool new feature of our new application. If you say, yes, I have a new passport, you can put in your new passport number and then upload it directly into your application. Notice you first have to choose the file and then you have to upload it. So here I go. I'm going to upload my passport and click continue. Now, quickly before I do that, if you have a copy of, say, a husband or a child's passport, this is where you can also upload those files. Most students apply with just themselves on their application. So if that's your instance, go ahead and just submit one. Now we're here in contact information, and you'll see it'll ask if you want to add new, which we do. So we'll choose, how about Dr. Daisy Duck. That'll be dduck@gmail.com. Their phone number. Say they are your legal guardian, and you'll see this question here. Would you like them to receive periodic information from the college? We hope you choose yes. And would you like to use them as your emergency contact? We also hope you choose yes. Go ahead and save that. Now for agency partners and for our students working with an agent, this is the question where we'll know who you're working with. So if you click no, nothing happens. But if you click yes, it will ask you to share the name of the agency you're working with. So we'll say you're working with the happiest place on earth. And perhaps you're working with Goofy, whose last name is, we'll just say Mouse, Goofy Mouse. And the email, and now when you submit your application, we'll know exactly who referred you to us. Would you like to share your social media account? We hope you'll say yes. Many of our students share their WhatsApp, but of course there's many other choices to share as well. WeChat's another one that's quite popular. And of course, Facebook and Instagram. The reason we ask this question is sometimes our emails land in spam, or students maybe don't see our emails. And so it's a way for us to get in touch a little more quickly. So go ahead and share that if you're comfortable. And if you want, you can share an additional account, though it's not necessary. So again, we'll ask you, how did you hear about us? Because there's other choices, there's yet another space to put your agent, so feel free to do that. You can say again, happiest place on earth, and click continue. And now this question is very important. We're here in program choice. What type of student are you? So you can be a new student from overseas or a transfer student. If you say that you're a transfer student, it will ask what school you're transferring from. So we'll say, how about the Disney school? And do you plan to travel outside of the US before attending Shoreline? If you say no, we'll know what paperwork you need so we can send it to you automatically. So if you are transferring in, this is a cool new feature of this application that you can directly authorize your student advisor at your current school to let us know if you're in status. So feel free to do that. So again, here we go with your current school ID number, the name of your current advisor. Maybe it's Minnie Mouse. So we'll say at the Disney school, and then area of study. There's several choices here, and each choice will bring you to a little bit of a different menu. So are you planning on studying ESL? Of course, that's our students who know for sure they need English or don't have a test of English. So we'll, for the purposes of this, say yes. And I also want to take classes. And like many of our students, we'll choose university transfer or associate degree. If you choose a professional or technical degree, you'll have a different drop-down menu. So maybe just be mindful when you're selecting this, which program you'd like. And then you'll also see a drop-down menu here. For fun, we will choose classical music as our field of study. Will you have completed high school before starting your program? If the answer is no, it will ask if you want to be in our high school completion program. If the answer is yes, you will not see that question. So then, would you like a tag letter? Again, if you click yes, you'll get a drop down. No, you will not. So in this drop down, there's a lot of different choices. So we'll say you want to go to ASU and click continue. Now, this page is required. So I really hope you will add an institution. And if you've been in the US, please add each of the institutions you've studied at. So we'll add an institution. And if you begin typing an institution, some institutions will auto-populate and some will not. Just for fun, let's see. Is there a real life Disney school? Oh my gosh, there is. So we're going to go to the Disney Magnet School. It's apparently in Chicago. And we'll say we went there from January of 2021 till March of 2022. And the level of study is important. So you have to choose if it was graduate school, high school, or undergrad. For the purposes of this, we'll say high school, and it will ask you if English is the primary language of instruction. If it is, check yes. If not, check no. And then you're able to submit a transcript directly into the application. Perfect. And if you wanted to add another institution, just click that button again. So we will continue. This is asking if you have proof of English proficiency. If you do, of course, choose a file here to upload. For the purposes of this demonstration, I won't, so I can show you how to upload later. So we'll continue here. Financial certification. Many of you know we've recently added a requirement for students who are having a relative or other non-parent sponsor them, that they need to submit an affidavit of support, but that's not necessary for personal or parents supporting you. So if you click relative or other, it will ask you, who's your relative and what's their relationship to you? So again, we'll choose, running out of Disney characters. How about we'll go other Disney? Gaston, he's my uncle. And if you click right here, fill out this form, it will take you to that affidavit of support form that you'll need to send to your uncle in order to complete the application. Once we receive it from them, we'll mark it off your checklist. Notice if you hit the backspace, even though that takes you out to another source, it'll take you right back to this page. Oh, and it cleared it out, so we'll just put it back in here. And then you can upload your bank statement right here. Click continue. Now we're to the admission agreement. This tells student important things about what you need to know before attending Shoreline. Please do read this carefully before signing, and then type your signature that you understand. It will auto-populate today's date, and we will say we are, well, let's say 18. We're 18. So are you 18 or older? If you say yes, nothing happens. If you say no, it will ask for your parent or guardian to also e-sign. And click continue. And now it will ask if you want to submit the application. Really quickly, I want to go back and show you what would happen if we hadn't submitted something that was important. So we'll just go to the personal background page and say, let's delete out our phone number. I think that would be a good idea. Where did that go? Here. So now we have no phone number. And if I go back up and want to review my application, it will say, hey, you didn't submit a phone number, that's required. So then you can click on that and it will take you right back to the page where you forgot something. So you can make sure to add it in before submitting. This is a nice feature to make sure that we can admit you as quick and easily as possible. We'll have all the needed information. And now we come here to review and look, we've submitted everything we need. So we'll go ahead and submit the application. And this says, hey, you won't be able to make changes. If for some reason you made a mistake, it's okay. You can email us and we can help you. Do your best to review and make sure you submit everything well, but if not, we will help. So then go ahead and click OK. And here we go. This will be your application status page, and it will show you what you've already uploaded, which you saw. We uploaded our passport and our bank statement, but say, ooh, I forgot to upload my transcript. That's okay. So what we'll do is we'll go here and say, hey, I didn't have it before. And you can upload many different things if you didn't have them when you were applying. Most often we'll see maybe people did an English proficiency score and they want to add it later. You're very welcome to do that. Now, here's an important thing on this checklist. It will take up to 15 minutes to accurately reflect what you've put in your application. And so that's okay. Again, just like you saw within the application, if you click on these checklist items, it will take you directly to the application fee or the affidavit of support so that you're able to fill that out. Once it's received, we will mark it off on your checklist that you've already submitted it. So that's about it for our new application. I will just show you how this upload works. Say your current class schedule. You can choose a file off the computer. And there we go. Upload. And now we have that, and it will let us know what you've submitted. So if you're wondering, hey, it looks a little funny, did I miss something? Give it 15 minutes. And once you do that, come back to it. It'll have an accurate checklist for you. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to email us and we'll be sure to help you. The last thing you need to know is when you've been accepted or have a change in your application status, you will get an email to the email account you use to register for an account. And that email will say, log into your application status page to see an update from Shoreline Community College. Click on that link and it will take you to this page, and you will see a link in yellow that says, please check your status update to find out what your admission status is. So that's also a little bit different, but it's much more efficient. And we hope you really enjoy the new process of applying to Shoreline. So that's it. Welcome to our very exciting new application. It should empower you to check exactly what we've received and exactly what we're missing. And we're very excited to start this process with you.